So what has led you to conclude that there was someone other than Sirhan who was shooting at Robert Kennedy?
We've concluded that Sirhan not only did not shoot Senator Kennedy, but could not have shot Senator Kennedy. And the reason for that is Sirhan was never in a position where he could shoot Senator Kennedy from behind. And Senator Kennedy was shot 4 times from behind. 3 of the bullets entered his body, and 1 went through his suit coat at the right upper seam. In addition to that, 5 other victims were shot. Therefore, there were 9 bullets into people that had to be accounted for. And that was the minimum amount of bullets. Sirhan's gun only held 8 bullets. As a result, there was a question from the very beginning, how was that possible to get 9 shots out of an 8-shot revolver? And of course, that was never answered by the investigating officers.
Philip van Praag, you've reanalyzed a poor quality audio recording of the killing of Robert Kennedy. What did you find?
Well, there were 13 shot sounds that I found on that recording, up to the point where the screams just totally overrode all of the other audio, and it would have been impossible to recover any shot sounds beyond that point. So the discovery of 13 shot sounds in and of itself establishes a second gun from the standpoint of Sirhan's capacity being only 8 shots. The second discovery was the presence of 2 double shot instances, and that is 2 shots that occur so closely together as to preclude the possibility of having come from a single weapon. There were 2 such instances of those double shots. The third discovery, which was an outgrowth of the first 2, was the discovery of a frequency anomaly that occurred with 5 of the shot sounds. That frequency anomaly was later matched in an independent firearms test on a firing range that duplicated that frequency anomaly with one of the 2 weapons, that frequency anomaly not being present on the Iver Johnson Cadet 55, but being present on the H&R 922, which has the same rifling characteristics as the Iver Johnson.
Could you just take us through Pruszynski's movements with the microphone, that aspect of this?
Okay. At the time that the shots began, Mr. Pruszynski was trying to catch up to the Kennedy entourage. The Kennedy entourage had left by the back of the stage area and proceeded towards the kitchen pantry. Mr. Pruszynski, upon collecting his microphone and tape recorder, proceeded down the staircase to the right of the audience and towards the doorway that led to the kitchen pantry area. It was while he was descending those stairs that the shot sequence began. He was unaware of the fact that shots were being fired at the time and continued to walk towards the kitchen pantry area. And upon arriving at the kitchen pantry, of course, then realized what had just happened and subsequently continued his recording for another 30 minutes or so.
We have a copy of that recording. Let's listen to part of that right now.
Mayor Yorty has just sent me a message that we've been here too long already. My thanks to all of you, and to all the Chicago and listeners.
it's very difficult to make out anything at all on that tape in the way of gunshots or anything coherent.
The recording itself is of poor quality. However, analyzing it with techniques that are available today, as opposed to 40 years ago, or almost 40 years ago, when the FBI laboratory in Washington, D.C. analyzed the recording. Today, we have much more modern techniques, and we're able to discern things from that recording that we're unable to, or the folks were unable to come up with that long ago.
Robert Joling, given all of that, do you know who killed Robert Kennedy and why?
I don't know who did. I know who was in a position to have done it, and there's a difference between those two positions, as you well know. As to why he did it, whomever it was that did it, that's looking into a mind of a person who is not here and whom we've never examined, and therefore it's impossible really to answer that question truthfully.
Robert Joling and Philip van Praag in Tucson, Arizona, and this is their book, in which their RFK assassination findings appear. It's called An Open and Shut Case, and you can get all the details about it at their website, anopenandshutcase.com.